Welcome back to
Wow, the Dan and John show.
Dan and John
I'm
show.
Dan, he's John.
So, have you heard that Jeffrey the giraffe is coming back?
I kind of have.
Kind of have. Talk about it. So, Toys R Us is making a comeback is where we're going with this. And what it got me thinking about is that ability to kind of reinvent yourself as time passes, times change. I've seen it a lot in the last few years. People going from one industry to another, so dramatic change. And then also people just trying to reinvent how they approach things. And I think there's a lot of importance that goes into that innovative, creative side of things on how do you continue to do business in new and different ways that continue to attract clients. Can you talk about a salesperson and reinventing themselves and ways to kind of stay ahead of the curve, I guess?
The most interesting thing about this is the marketplace speaks. And what I mean by that is if your company is top of the pyramid right now, let's just say, you're doing great. It doesn't mean you're always going to be that. It could mean 5 years from now, guess what? You're no longer
gone.
Yeah, it could be you're gone, absolutely. And so keep an eye on what the marketplace is telling you if you need to shift. Real good example is when COVID hit. Before COVID, I did all my training in face-to-face. I never did virtual. And now I'm about 90% virtual and 10% face-to-face.
Yeah.
Now, here's the other side of that though, John. Just because a lot of people are doing virtual doesn't mean that everyone should.
Fair.
And if you're going to, make sure you're great at it, not just
Yes.
average.
Not just doing it to do it.
Right.
Yep.
So here's where you go with this. As a salesperson, there's a lot of cool tools out there. Some have, flashing red lights and they're just gorgeous to look at, but they don't really help you a whole lot. Some, though, are very, very good, can really help you. You guys are using Crystal.
Yep.
That's an opportunity to help. LinkedIn might be if you use it correctly. But what I'm getting at is you got to stay ahead of that curve, so to speak. But watch what the marketplace is telling you. If you need to make changes, do. Those companies who just sit and keep doing things the way they always have.
Sooner or later.
And you know what? Honestly, a lot of owners are hoping to ride that wave till it dies because they can retire.
Fair.
But if you're a little bit longer than a couple years out, you got to
Yeah.
start changing some things now.
Now, I don't know if you saw that piece or if you did listening in, but Bezos made a comment about Amazon one day no longer being Amazon, maybe being sucked up by some other company or somebody coming along and dethroning it. It's hard to think about Amazon not being there as we sit here today, but there's a lot of truth to it. You think about those companies from the 50s, 60s, and 70s that are just no longer on the forefront, top of mind, or they look and smell different today, or they're part of another organization. It's tough to stay ahead of the curve.
That's a really good thought. As you were talking, I was thinking, remember when Walmart used to go into the communities and all the stores would be so upset that Walmart's coming in?
Yep.
And most of them would go out of business, but there would be some who go, okay, Walmart's coming in, they have lower prices. We're going to start upping our customer service. We're going to start changing how we
Or to
interact.
shift to compete.
Bingo.
Yep. There we go.
And then Amazon comes around and everyone wasn't so nervous about Amazon because no one thought it was going to go anywhere. Now it's huge. But why are there other stores around?
Yeah.
Because they offer something Amazon can't. And so that's the key. Look at your competition. If they're doing it, stop doing it. Do something different.
Yeah. There we go. All right, everybody. See you again tomorrow.
Have fun.